Hello and welcome to Ensimplex Pachinko. My name is Obi-Wan Pez, uh, and here today we are going to be working on number 2 of Heaven's Vault. So, anybody who was here last night, uh, we were working on day 1. You're not going to let me do that, are you? Okay. Game capture. Any full screen? Maybe that's not going to work. Alright, let's get the specific window. There we go. So, as of last night, we just started and said that Aaliyah and her robot 6 are on the trail of the missing roboticist Janika Renba. A shard of crystal found on the farming moon of Mercy took them to a lonely rock where Renba had hidden a cache of finds, including a purple robe lined with ancient symbols. Impossible as it seems, the robe appears to have originated from somewhere deep within the whirling heart of the cyclones. We are currently on our way over to Elbereth to talk to one of the um, workers who is hired to help dig up a site. We don't know exactly where it is. We don't know pretty much anything about it. And let's shrink here. We're going to be making our way out toward Elbereth now. The idea is that we are aboard a ship called the Nightingale, which is currently inside of a very large nebula, and the nebula has flows of gas and of water, ice, water, ice, and several other things that are out there in the nebula, and you go from moon to moon to figure out pieces of the story. There is also a linguistic component, which we have here. The name of the game, Heaven's Vault, is written in the exact script that they used for the game. So here, if we were to try and figure this out, you could actually come up with an idea of what all of the pieces are. We do know that this little single comma here means thing when written by itself, and here, as part of a larger thing, this is or as part of a larger word, this is a thing. Something to do with light. We don't quite know that yet, and this single sort of eye with a circle on top, I don't know what that is supposed to be either. But that means that this last part here does probably mean vault, and the first part contributes to the idea of heaven or the possessive form of this. So this game is very rich in lore, uh, and the art style is really interesting. It's kind of hand-drawn, cartoony sort of. Oops, I gotta forget. The game itself does not allow you to use anything other than QWERTY, and I use Dvorak layout on my keyboard, and you're not allowed to change stuff. So I've had to just deal with it. All right. So 6, our robot, named because literally he is the 6th robot that Aaliyah has had. Doesn't bode well. Can't go there, huh? Interesting. Okay. Well, I am forced to go to the Eye of the Cyclones. So we're going to be following this to go out there. I wonder if we can change this afterward. Once we start moving, I'm going to try to shift, sailing to the Eye of Cyclones in the Cyclones via the Verdant Pass. I'm going to try to shift where we're headed. The Nightingale is a sailing ship that rides the currents inside of... Nope, can't do it. Rides the currents inside of the nebula. Welp. What did you call your first robot, mistress? Presumably you do not call it 1. Unless you were already planning your robocidal spree. There we go. What does it matter what I called it? It's long gone. It matters, mistress. Robots are ancient. We are unique and irreplaceable. Once unmade, we cannot be remade. We matter. People are more irreplaceable. Ouch. Hardly. People replace themselves on a daily basis. Has Professor Mayari not replaced Renbo with you? Do you really think that? A person is more than what they do, 6. Much more. Either river ahead leads to our destination, mistress. Mistress, is something the matter? I'm detecting certain elevated emotional markers. Like what? Shortness of tone, mistress. No. Lack of compromise. Markers. Are you serious? Humor is a weakness, mistress. Alright, where are we? Ooh, unexplored ruin right there. We missed it. Come back to it later. Get some other opportunities to get in here too.
All the rivers of the nebula flow to Iox in the end. If you tie off your sail, Iox is where you'll wash up. It's the heart of the nebula. Or else, it's the gutter.
Just gonna be on the lookout for anything that reveals itself to be, oops. How does such a fine robe come to be from somewhere like this? From the center of a hurricane. Left. The robe was no doubt made somewhere else, mistress. It merely lay here for some time. I saw some kind of structure just then. Well, missed it. Woo! But we passed it now. I don't know exactly how much time I'm going to get here, but we'll see how it goes. Look out there, Six. Evidently, it is indeed beautiful, mistress. Go straight on here, mistress. Yep, so now we're in the cyclones. We're trying to reach down toward the eye. We're in a rapid. Let's hope that was the way we wanted to go. Yes. We're not through it yet. We seem to have emerged close to the eye of the cyclones, mistress. Alright. At this point, all roads lead in, so I cannot see which way to go with this branch, mistress. It's not going to much matter. We'll have to choose one and explore. There is air, but no upriver, mistress. We will need to leave the ship here and hopper down. Please do not be alarmed. It is quite safe. Oh, good. Will Rembo be waiting here for us here in the center of the storm?
The hopper fired, and for a moment I was gone. Not aboard the Nightingale, not on the moon beneath. It could have been a heartbeat or an hour. But I didn't feel the cold until I reappeared.
A pile of rocks, mistress, smashed together by the waters. Seems Shiniki had a taste for places like this. I have a feeling about this one. Whatever Rembo was after, we're close. I hope he will be grateful when we find him. We are taking considerable risk. This way. Look at this place, Six. No one happy comes to a place like this. You are here, mistress. I said what I said. Do not sprain your ankle out here, mistress. We are unsuitably far from help. Perhaps Remba is waiting for us just around this corner. We can hop her back to the Nightingale, and this chapter of my life will be done. Perhaps, mistress. Perhaps. We can only hope. Hold it. 6. What's that?
Here, in the middle of the hurricane, there was a house. It was fine. Tucked in below the overhanging rock. Wooden beams, mud brick walls, shutters. Large enough for 2 families to argue over. It would have been measly on Iox and grand on Elbereth. But here, it was impossible.
Someone built this? Buildings do not occur naturally, mistress. How did Janiki find it? I hope we can ask him, mistress. So, are robots capable of hope? Certainly. We calculate odds, of course. But even the most unlikely outcomes must always eventually occur. Hope is a mathematical certainty. I like that. Mathematics do not care whether you like it or not, mistress. Is that smoke? That is definitely smoke. Oh, Brenda. That's your ship, isn't it? Must be Remba. He thought he'd blown himself up. Or crashed. Blocked with rubble and ruin. This whole place must be slowly peeling away from the cliff. Perhaps we might forego going inside? I could vault over the wall here. Please, mistress. The floor beyond will only give way beneath you. Yeah. Here goes. Floor seems sound enough. 6. Where did that robot go? Look at this place, Aaliyah. No one would live here. I couldn't.
The ghosts were still here, cooking, reading, doing whatever ghosts do. The house was empty, but it hadn't been abandoned.
Hardly comfortable. Whoever built this place wasn't worried about making it cozy. Aha, an inscription. It's old, barely visible, scratched into the plaster. Gonna have to guess the whole thing. Alright, so since we already have we, which is like person, many, and then this thing, it seems like this should therefore be I. Which also makes sense because we're talking about like person, many eyes would be multiple, so us or we. So here it's a singular I. So this is a verb again. And here this is protect, or piece of it anyway. So like not, I would estimate the X as a not. Here, And I know that that is our, my particular bias, but I also remember that this is sort of how it works. That the little X's do mean negation of what's coming after. So here, negate protect. So I get the feeling that this is going to be fear. And here, it's like person not. And then verb protect. It's not going to be goddess. That was already done. Again, the second part here, I think. I remember. I'm going to go with stranger. Oh, person not, right? Death. Um, yeah. So the verb of becoming not a person could be death. See how that goes. Everyone fears death. But then not everyone dies alone. The angle is interesting too. Scratched by someone lying down. Let's see what's up here. Ruin and rubble. But why build something as big as this out here? Who is it for? A glint amongst the stones. There's something wedged here. Leather-bound book, empty, but for some curious glyphs. Dating from the Iosian Empire? The spine has been inscribed too. This one is a stained piece. Is that? Can get pilgrim. Death. My translation death doesn't feel right. Okay. Hopefully I can make some better guesses this time. The second word doesn't look like anything I've seen before. Simple. So I'm going to go with and. Stranger. Pilgrim and stranger? If only we could read the whole volume. We already know about the Empire, which will make it easier to find the site of origin. Let me jump over to Discord for 1 second here. And uh-oh. Did that not work? No, it didn't work. No. I'm just hitting the wrong buttons, that's fine. Right, because I am back in QWERTY. Alright. Going to resume. What is this? It's quite different than the rest of the building. For some kind of telescope? But the position and bearings are fixed. The material on this is totally wrong. Is it metal? Rubber? It looks like something Ori might have built. I must remember to ask her about it. And there are scratches in the top here. Something fitted inside the frame and was removed by force. Did you take something, Janiki? But if so, what was the stand meant to hold? Maybe the telescope that we got? Because I'm pretty sure we had a telescope. There's something over there. Can't make it out. Looks like wreckage? Could be old, of course. Although it is smoking. Remba! Please hear me, Remba. Please be here. So, let's see if we can go find it. Just don't look down, Aaliyah. Better go and find where 6 got to. Mistress. Evidently it's good to see you intact, mistress. How'd you get down from that arch? I could not climb over the wall, so I drove myself off the cliff edge. Once I had dug myself out of the sand, I found a door. Now you understand why I keep losing robots. They're always doing stupid stuff like that. I saw something from the roof. It looked like wreckage from a ship. Mistress. Are you saying you climbed up onto the roof of this place? You missed the point of what I said, 6. The point is, Janiki's ship is probably in pieces out there. I don't know why Mayari wanted me to take you with me. Wanted me to take you with me. The professor cares about your safety. I can handle myself. Perhaps Master Rembus had the same thought. I wonder if this door is jammed. Or if it might open. A painting. Look at this. Swirls and flows. These are rivers. Detail. Who lived here? Who drew this? These look like the rivers of Ghost Wake. This must be where the book came from. But no one goes to Ghost Wake. Is there an inscription? Seems so. Ooh. This one has several words. Oh, we got me in there. I'm certain my translation for me is right now. Alright, so since the verb defend is this, I think this must be defended. I think find has got to be the closest we can get to this. this comma with a bit on the top of it here. Could that be find? I don't think it can be take. Oh no, this was dead or death or something like that. Hang on. Or no, it wasn't death. Right, that was the point. I chose this translation for a reason. Let's see if I can remember what it was. Right, so I think this is going to be find. So find me defended. And how to work out what the other words mean. Yep. See how this goes. Well, this is definitely a map. But not of this place. Somewhere else. I could slip through here. Are you always this adventurous, mistress? I'm finding it quite exhausting. I'll be right back. Oh, there's a gecko up in the corner
In the
of
yard
the...
behind the house there were tools. Plots of earth, washing hung out to dry. It was like the owner had slipped inside for a quick rucker before they came back to chop more wood. Someone had been building a life on this miserable rock.
Some kind of marker? I think we all know what that is. Definitely isn't natural. Something hanging. A necklace. What are these things? Flat beads. Ceramic? I'm not sure. I mean, seashells, but cool, whatever. Ancient wood. These sticks are all but petrified. Can't even rot out here. But there's something cut into it. There's a few words in this one. So this last one is not going to be I, given that we have this diacritical mark essentially inside the swoop. So instead of being I, it's something not too dissimilar. That isn't the word for find. Okay. So what does this say? Alright, so this is not defend. Thing? Yeah, it's a thing, not a... Ah, you, yours. Yeah, okay. What if that isn't protect? What if that's living? Keep. Yeah. Death keep you or something like that? This is a grave. So someone died here. And someone else buried them. But not Remba. The wood is far older than that. Cloth. Bone dry. Not surprising here. I wonder if whoever dug that grave believed in the loop like they do in Iox. The Lupus say that to be reborn, a soul must return to the rivers. Burying someone prevents them from coming back. It's the worst thing you can do to your enemies. Garden beds. Something must have been able to grow here once. Though I can't see how. Coming back, 6. You found a grave, mistress. Yeah, I think so. But I'm not sure who's buried there. There's an inscription up here. It's a hearth. I've got 2 of these words in my notebook, but I can take a chance on what's left. Alright, so holy action. I want to say this is ownership, but it doesn't make sense for this, I don't think. Blesses fire. We'll go with it. Water goddess blesses fire. Work. This is a fireplace after all. Perhaps they were afraid of it burning the house down. Fire poker. Let's just stow it for now. Not my most interesting find. Still. Another cot. Found one just like this on the floor above. Someone grew too old or ill to climb back upstairs, so they made up a bed for here instead. Someone died right here, mistress. You're sure? The evidence is minor but significant. A person lay on the floor here for some time after death. Renva? No. Whoever died here died scores of years ago. Lack of moisture on the moon has preserved the traces. Person buried outside? I would think not, mistress. That person was buried. The person who lay in state here was only removed recently. Are you saying Janiki took them? What remained of them? Someone did. That's horrid. Why would he do that? I'm unsure, mistress. Something must have led him to this place. There must have been something here that he needed. That's even more horrid. Yes. Yes, it is. So 2 people died here. One upstairs, who was buried outside, and then later by the fire below. 3 people, mistress. Do not forget Renba, assuming he is, in fact, dead. Yeah. Heavy wooden box. Well, this looks interesting. Beautifully made. Much nicer than everything else here. I estimate it to be hollow, mistress. There's something inscribed in the lid. Might be a clue as to what's inside. Coffer lid. I've not encountered any of these words anywhere else, but I can still make some guesses. This is awfully close to vault, like the heavens vault word. So, hmm. Many. Great or big. I think that's going to be... I think this is, again, adjective, like comma dot. Value. So I think treasures of great value. Could still change my mind, but treasures of great value. Mayari will be most excited by this find, mistress. Whatever proves to be inside. Something to put a smile on Mayari's face. At last. Maybe this will make up for there being no sign of Renba. Open it up, 6. Not locked, mistress, but stiff. And I lack fingers for leverage. You don't have an attachment for prying? Something you can stick into your arm sockets? My first robot had those. Perhaps I could find something on the ship. I'll try the iron poker. I might be able to snap the lock. Mistress, is it moving? It's definitely shifting. Here goes, then. Let's see.
And there it was, just lying there. The greatest treasure I ever found.
6.
From inside the coffer.
Look at
from
this.
the distant past of the nebula's once great empire.
Incredible.
It was a crown.
Eagle and sun motif. Just like Janiki's brooch. The mark of the Empire. Could this be the crown of Iox itself? What is this crown doing here? Did Janiki bring it here and hide it? I do not think that coffer has been opened in at least 500 years, mistress. But he must have known it was here. Why else come? There's something written along the rim. Because of course. Alright. Alright. Things. Water. So I'm going to go with river there. Here, this is elemental. Right? Just like the thing and then comma at the end. So this is elemental. And this looks like rays of light. Alright, so this should be on. On rivers of light, we action rivers of light sail. Forever makes sense in this context. Many something. On rivers of light we sail forever. That will do for now. Is this crown what Mayari wanted us to find? Is this why she sent us out here looking in the first place? Mistress. I will have to tell her, mistress. Her motives hardly matter. A workbench. Whoever lived here would have needed to be self-sufficient. And they would have needed water, mistress. The house has been built right up against the rock face. It must have been cold here. Whoever lived in this place would have kept their fire burning constantly. I wonder what they did for wood. And there are also lots of axes hidden around all over the place. Oh, glint above the door. Blade? A dagger. A little corroded, but beautifully crafted. And with an eagle and sun on the hilt. It's been carved with tiny symbols. You can barely make the letters out, they're so tiny. This is fractured. So we got like Empress, people, and fire. Stick as at the beginning. This doesn't feel right. Cross out as. And we go back and put in all the exact same stuff again. Oh, there we go. Fire. Can add my translation for fire to my dictionary now. The rest of it is all one word. So, yep. So here we have emperor, people. So like the empire as a whole. Empire's fire. I think that's correct. See how it goes later.
After the dead air of the house, it was good to see the sky again.
Also, we have pinpointed one new location of interest, the site from the mural. I suggest we take the crown to Professor Mayari directly. We must also inform her of our theories about Remba. May I activate the hopper now, mistress? Soon, not yet. There must be more to this place. I want to know who lived here, who died here, and what happened to Remba. Wooden beams. You know, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. There can't have been many trees here to use. So the wood must have been brought in. Brought from Mersey, maybe? That seems likely, mistress. Carving. There's something carved above the door. We've got light given to us. Let me think. Light. This is a negative, so probably cannot. So if this is forever, this is probably something to do with time. Thing. This is buried, maybe. Verb. This thing. I think that's a symbol for Earth, because we've seen it in an elemental form at some point. At least I think I did. Hmm. This might be connected to like time of life, and so this one, well, that's not time though. This is time. But the first, yeah, that doesn't sound right. Some kind of blessing, maybe. That really doesn't sound right. Okay, anything else here? Not right there, but we do have some more stuff over there. Is this channel natural? I don't think it is. Dug out. There must be a wellspring here. A feeble one. One that requires every drop to be used. Huh. Inscription on the rock. This is the end of a longer line of text. Rivers. Cannot flow. Water would have run down the channel right past the house. Imagine having a stream of your own. Not a bad way to live. If you can withstand the soul-crushing loneliness. That's fair. Oh, I never went back here before. Oh. By all the moons and waters. So I did not go back here on my previous playthroughs. It's a ship. I mean, it was a ship. Blackened. Presumably the ship was still burning as it fell. This was the hull. Must have been an explosion, mistress. Enough to be seen on Mersey. Light ships don't usually explode. Janiki must have used an inadvisable propellant to travel. Sure, blame the dead guy. Something under the wood. Seems to have survived the fire. Please, please don't be an arm. It's a little dark. Well, it's not an arm. Decorative compass. Looks like it dates from at least the earliest Empire period. This must have been aboard Janiki's ship. Another of his finds. Is this what he took from the stand on the roof up there? But no, it's not from this moon. And there's an inscription on the casing. This is the start of a fragment of text. Source. That little tick mark is definitely of. And my translation sources has to be wrong. Yeah, well. Let's try something. Alright, thing, verb. Was find incorrect? Is that true? Or was that wrong? Yeah, find is not correct. Alright, let's go back here. Yeah, we're going to get through this. Hang on. This is one of the things that slightly bothers me, is it always keeps going back to her saying something before coming back. It's fine, I guess, but... Truth. Road. Road of roads. Winds. This is river. Water wind. I think that makes sense here. What about this one? What else could it be? Harvest or house? No. think that must be Road of Winds. A device for watching the winds and flows of the waters. Location available. Now can visit Elbereth in the spiral. Invaluable, especially if you didn't have a robot. This comes from the same place as the telescope and the model that we discovered on the site of Remba's cache. People must have commonly frequented both of the two sites. Must have been buried for days. Must have burned for days. What do we tell Mayari? The truth, surely, mistress. Shiniki must have been sailing when it fell. He could not possibly have survived. Come on. There we go. This channel comes up from the rock. Wellspring must be down there somewhere. Spring is dead now, mistress. And you're breathing the last air this moon has to offer. Janiki is not here, mistress. Neither is anyone else. You ready to go yet? No. Our way down. There might be more clues down there. I do not believe it would be wise, mistress. Indeed, I believe it would be quite the opposite. Ooh, is there another one? No. So what do we do now? Return to Iox and inform Professor Mayari, mistress. I suppose. I always assumed we would find Renba. I assumed... I don't know. I assumed we'd find something. Not just wreckage. But we have found something, mistress. But what is this place and why is it important? Perhaps you can take the matter up with Renba in his next life, mistress. There's nothing we can do here, Six. Nothing at all. There's a tripod up on the roof. Empty now. But it looks like it might have held something once. What kind of something? I would guess... telescope. Must have been some kind of outpost observer. I cannot imagine what they would want to observe. Well, I guess that might be it here. Oh, wait. No, I wanted to get that one. Shrine of some kind? Assuming it's not an outhouse. Really? There's another inscription. Hey. This one is a phrase run together. Can add my translation for forever to my dictionary now. So this X is a negation of this. So if that is death, then this one should probably be life. Something like that. Well, live because it's a verb, but I don't know. Emperors live forever? Emperors. Here? What were emperors doing out here? The shrine was built here. Is the stone inside from Mersey? No, mistress. I do not know where it is from, but Mersey does not have stone like that. Alright, I don't see anything else we can do, so... let's tell him to go back to the ship. Take us back to the ship 6. Stand by, mistress. This is not the ship.
Darkness.
Six. Oh, I hate robots. Hate them. They always do this kind of thing. Right before they give you a speech about how it was for your own good. Mistress, you were about to step on a small ant. My ethical core required me to lock you inside this packing crate. Can't move. It's cold in here. There you are. Where were you? Mayari. What about Mayari? You followed me, Lexi. As I thought you might. Because you knew. Because you've always known. Of course I came. You laid a trail for me, so here I am. Renba. You are quite alone, Mayari. And I have seen the truth of your lie. You are not what you claim. I know this, Mayari. You asked me to look, and I found so much. And who do you say I am? Who do I say I am? You say you are the highest of the high. She who knows the people. But you are nothing. I know it. Remember, you're a robot? I'm sure someone would have told me that. There isn't time. I found something. Something that matters more than me. Lexi, there is a great darkness. An all-consuming, hungry darkness. And it is coming. Darkness? There is an ancient place, Mayari. An observatory. It is watching, and it holds wires of our fate in its claws. Renba, your ship. It exploded. I'm sorry to tell you this, but... you're dead. I will find it before the vault is lost. The robots know, but they don't remember. Someone long ago made certain they would not remember. Renba, just answer one question. What is the vault? It is the source. You have my apologies, mistress. I do not understand the question. What were we talking about? Nothing, mistress. We have maintained a companionable silence for several minutes. Alright, let's see if we can't get out of here. Wherever here is. This way, mistress. Yeah, cool, but I wanted to check the other stuff around here, just in case. There's light this way. You don't remember how we ended up in here? Hoppers can misfire due to imperfections, mistress. The eye aboard your ship is quite old. I see where we are now. Although I still don't see how we got in there. We have obtained one more intriguing artifact here, the compass. We've also found initial evidence of one more new location, Remba's dig site. We're ready to go now. No. Stone pedestal. With someone in it. She seems familiar. It's the same as the statue on Mersey. Indeed, mistress. Mistress, you can recognize her by her hat. Should tell us a little more about the place. Appears to be inscribed, mistress. It's impossibly small. This is one end of a broken fragment of text. Goddess bless. This one has a lot of symbols, but I'm confident it says bless. Simple. Craftsman. Trickle. Those aren't the symbols for cannot at all. Yeah, well. I think that should be maybe not of. What is that? Wind. Not of wind. Not of wind. Toward River's Harvest? Yeah, we'll try that. Alright, so then... thing, person, thing, person, harvest. Alright, we're getting far afield. This is not, doesn't have the person symbol, so I don't think it could possibly be woman. So the other option here, action, harvest, so like action, plant, take, something like that. Treasures, shiny thing, shiny, shiny take, shiny, I don't know what that could be. Alright, and then thing, I guess plant. Goddess bless plants make sense. The shrine itself is made of stone. But it's not the same stone as the moon itself. Is it as old as the building? The outer structure is certainly. But the stone pillar, no. The buildings here are significantly older than the pillar. How old would you say the pillar was? Mid to late Empire period, mistress. Moving it to this moon must have been difficult. An important ritual object? Evidently, it is significantly more valuable than the goddess we found within. Someone lived out here. They irrigated the land, prayed. Here, in the eye of the cyclones. Some kind of hermit? I feel like I figured out something more than that earlier, but cool, whatever. Alright. Activate the Hopper 6. Excellent, mistress. Be ready, mistress. Sir left the surface of the ruined Hermitage moon near Mersey. It's not that near. With enough new evidence to find a previously unknown site. Alright, so my family is back. That's what all the leaving was in the middle. So I will just finish this one scene and then get out of here. We can raid somebody. But look at this thing. The workmanship is beautiful. Evidently is more than a simple crown, mistress. Oh, it's a symbol. So is Iox's power lost after the fall? To regain it would be a sign that Iox was once more the center of the nebula. More than that, mistress, I believe the metal is a casement for a mechanism of some kind. Does it open? Not in any way I can see. But if it does contain a mechanism, I would expect a method by which it might be serviced. What kind of mechanism? Without opening it up, I cannot tell. My friend Orion Elbereth would be able to help. She'd be able to open it up and take a look at it safely. The occupants of Elbereth are hardly trustworthy. I'm from Elbereth. I will bear that in mind. She looks at home here, but presumably she was fashioned on Mersey? Clay being a material derived from waterlogged mud, brought out here by a hermit from Mersey, back in a time when the Mersians were still willing to sail, and into the cyclones no less. From the marker outside the Hermitage in the moon near Mersey, still don't know what it's made of. The actual crown of the Empire. I think so, anyway. Time to move on. Mistress, we are receiving a message. It is from Professor Mayari. Put her through. I was not awaiting permission, mistress. Aaliyah, where are you? Following a lead. Huh. Next you'll be asking for a pay rise. This isn't a social call. I wanted to let you know we're having a celebration for Renba here at the university. I have the sense that he isn't coming back. You don't have to attend, but I thought I'd let you know. You want me to come? I think it might be good for your soul. And I think your soul needs all the help it can get. Come home, Aaliyah, right away. That is all she sent, mistress. Well, time to move on. I will prepare the sheets, mistress. Alright. Sight from the mural, Elbereth, Iox, and Mersey are all here. 2 unexplored ruins, and I don't think we can actually get to that one unless we... no, we'd have to go all the way around. So that's not happening. At least not for a while. So I think Elbereth is going to be the next spot we look at, and possibly drop off the... talk with Ori, drop off the crown that she can look at it, and try to avoid Professor Mayari as much as we can on Iox, because I'm not sure I trust her. Cyclone sailing to Elbereth in the wires. Alright, and... Alright, so thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for watching on VOD. Thank you for coming in to watch otherwise. And I hope to see you all tonight for a math stream And if that's not really your thing, well, we'll see you again some other time. So for now, I think we're going to raid Bognogus, who is an Elite Dangerous streamer. And Twitch, nope, that's not, okay. Boggy. Today he is doing Starbase, so we're going to raid over to Bognogus, and again, tonight is going to be a math stream. Going to do more homework help and stuff like that, and then on Friday, at the very least, we'll go back to Heaven's Vaults, possibly play a couple of other rounds of Risk of Rain 1. We'll see how things go. So, thank you everybody for coming. This is Obi-Wan Pez for N Simplex Pachinko. Have a good night, or have a good morning.